Your best friend call you like, girl, I just feel so ugly today. You don't understand, my hair looks so bad. And you gonna be like, girl, shut up. Like, why y'all whispering? You know I can't hear. And then you're right, you're smart, you the bomb. Like, you just be like hyping up your own. It's your girl Ange. I'm back. Okay, so today we're doing a different type of video. So I told y'all, you know, kind of what this page is gonna be about. So, you know, it's gonna dibble and dabble a little bit in the career, show y'all tips about being a neonatal nurse practitioner, things about like the day in the life, certain things about the career, and then told y'all I'll tell y'all how about when I become a preceptor, how that will go. So a little bit of that, a little bit just like general lifestyle type of things. And then most importantly is like the inspirational side as far as like women empowering women and just like connecting with other women to just make life better and make this world better and just overall to improve one another. As far as just like us women getting along, just inspiring other women for us to just kind of like be the bosses of the world, because we are. So it's gonna be a little bit of everything of all those type of topics. So today it's gonna be just like a sit down and girl chat. And so the topic that I felt like more inclined to kind of start my first girl chat talk with would be about just confidence in general, or just like building your confidence, just allowing yourself to be more confident in certain areas of your life. So with that being said, I know that like I've talked to different women who struggle with confidence in different areas, and I feel like that's a topic that I can relate to so much. Just because growing up, that was like a really hard thing for me, was to have confidence in myself. But growing up, I didn't think that I was beautiful. I physically was not happy with my appearance. And I feel like a part that like tore me down or took away my confidence or any confidence I may have had left as a child growing up was being teased or picked on as a child in middle school, and like talked about. Like people used to say mean things like, oh, you have a really flat nose and you look like a monkey. And it wasn't like a racist thing. It wasn't white people saying that. That's the worst part. It was black people saying these things, because I went to this was in middle school. So at that time it was a predominantly black middle school. So it was us picking on each other. You know what I mean? So like those type of things as a child, it really scars you, and it brings you down, and it's hard. And at that time, like the environment that I grew up around, the family that I grew up around, it wasn't like okay to go home and share that they said that, or people, or I didn't feel comfortable. Not that, and it wasn't nobody's fault, like not that it was my mom's fault or my family's fault. It was just like we were raised in like be strong environment. Naturally, as a black woman, you're told you have to just be strong, or a black person in general. And so I felt like, okay, I had to just thug it out. They had to let them talk about me, but you know, I'll cry behind closed doors, I'll cry in the bathroom, but I'm not gonna go home and tell anybody that this bothered me, because then it's gonna make me look weak. So with that being said, growing up, I just, you know, had issues with confidence, and obviously like I overcame it in other areas, and you know, I feel so much better today about the person that I am and the skin that I'm in. But it took some work, and it's still taking some work. And then lastly, another thing that I felt like also kind of tore my confidence down, which I talk about this really often to people because it's my story, it's my testimony. So like you're probably going to hear this a lot on this vlog that I talk about, is my hearing. So for those who don't know me on this page, or like you're just coming on and just meeting me, I am hearing impaired. I do wear hearing aids, and I've been hearing impaired for a really long time, like since I was a child, but I didn't always have hearing aids. And so like that part, I think growing up, it just wasn't even known that I was hearing impaired. I thought what I was hearing was normal. I had no clue. But once I figured it out at age 19, like that kind of broke my confidence down, because it was just like, I can't hear. Like I don't have the hearing that everybody else has. And I feel like that still affects me. That's one thing that I battle with still today. Like I feel like I'm overcoming it, but there are times where I'm at work as a nurse practitioner, and I may be talking to like a doctor or a colleague or something, and I don't hear what they say. But in this field, like, I can't just, as a child, when people would tell me stuff and I didn't hear it, if I said like 3 times and I still didn't hear it, I was just like, oh, okay, true, even though I really still didn't hear it. But in this field of medical care and healthcare, where people's lives are in your hands, I can't just be like, oh, okay, true, even though I don't know what the person said. I have to literally just, so I have grown in a sense, especially with these masks and COVID, in a sense of confidence where it's like, okay, look, I can't hear you. Can you please speak up? Like, I have to say that. Internally, like externally, I'm doing it and I say it because I know I have to, because I have my license on the line and I have lives on the line and patients' lives, and I want to give them the best care possible. So I'm not about to like put in the wrong order or do anything incorrect without verifying it first. So I do speak up, but on the inside, I'm like, I feel sometimes ashamed. Like, I'm like, oh, that's so embarrassing. Everybody else probably already heard that, what the doctor said, and I didn't hear it. So I do battle with those type of things. So today we're going to talk about what I do to like overcome those days of low confidence, and like how I make myself feel better, some suggestions for y'all. And then at the end, I'm gonna ask y'all what suggestions y'all do. What do you do? And I'm gonna try to put that stuff down in the comments. So let's get started with this vlog. So, like I said, and then a lot of this stuff has just come, like some of these things that I'm gonna tell y'all that I do have like literally just started within the last 2 years. And so one of the things that I do that I feel like really helps me is, and a lot of these things y'all have heard before, but this is just what helps me. And so the first thing that I do is I do positive affirmations. And there are so many ways you can do positive affirmations. I feel like we learn when you hear positive affirmation, you feel like you have to write it on a Post-it note and stick it on the mirror and look at it every morning. You don't. You can, but you don't have to do that. You feel like you have to put it on your wall or it has to be somewhere visible. You don't have to do that, but you can do that if that's what helps you to remember it, to see it, to repeat it over and over again. I have done that. I will write the affirmations on a sticky note and stick it on like my wall that I look at every day. And even still, I wouldn't like really read them every day. So the way that I feel like helps me with my positive affirmations, and I'll tell y'all the top 3 that I feel like really help me just build my confidence whenever I'm feeling low or like not feeling my best self. I have just like practiced saying it over and over again. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper just so I can like have the precise like what my affirmation is going to be, and then I would just like repeat it like in that moment 10 times back to back to back. And then I vowed to myself like, okay, every day I'm just going to say this in the morning when I wake up, and I'll say it like in my like when I'm getting ready or whatever. And even if it's just in your head, I'm kind of mimicking and repeating it. And then from there, like once it like became like embedded in my head, that particular sentence affirmation, whenever I was feeling low, I just say that to myself, like in my head. If I gotta walk away and go to the bathroom, I just say it. So my top favorite one that I say is, I am enough. And that's so like cliche probably and so generic, but it's true. Like, you are enough. Just knowing that like you, as you stand, the person you are today, you are enough. Like, you don't have to be more just to please anybody or be more. You're in the skin that you're in is enough. And that's how I feel. I feel like sometimes I'm always just like, oh, I wish I was prettier. Oh, I wish I had better hearing. I wish I could hear like everybody else. You know, I wish I had this. Or sometimes my hair gets on my nerves. I'm having a bad hair day. I wish I had this great a hair. But no, sis, what you have is enough. It's enough. And like, I just say it over and over again, but like my mindset on that is just, you really have to embrace your flaws and embrace the skin you're in and embrace those things. Of course, if it's something that you feel like you absolutely have to change and you absolutely hate, change that shit. Like, do it. But in real life, like, you're enough in the skin you are in. And it's just enough for you to believe that. Forget what everybody else has to say. Forget what everybody else thinks about you. As long as you know you're enough, that's all that matters. And if that keeps you pushing, then that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the best way to go. So I say that whenever I'm feeling down, or I feel like one of the most common like settings I can tell y'all that I say that is, I don't do well in group settings. Like I said, my hearing, like in talking about this video and stuff, I'm going to use my hearing a lot because I feel like that's the one thing I am still to this day struggling with, and I'm still working. So let's work together, y'all. But so when in large group settings, like at dinners, like with a group of people. For example, at work we have education dinners, and it can be like 20 plus of us. I don't do well. Like, the only person I'm probably going to hear is the person next to me. And sometimes I can't even hear that person well. And it's not that I can't hear or that my hearing aids are not working. It's just that it's so much other noise around that I just really can't focus in on what the direct person near me is saying. And I can't hear all these other conversations. But in my head, I'm also telling myself, you enough, sis. Like, I am enough. That's one of the times when I use that affirmation. Like, I'm enough. Even though I'm not in here having these conversations with them, I'm not laughing or I don't hear what they're saying, I know I'm enough. And I know that when it's just this me and one of these people individual, I can have the bomb ass conversation. And the next top affirmation that I like to use is, I have come this far for a reason. Like, I have to remember that I've come this far for a reason. Again, that gears around, and I'm telling y'all what I use, but I want y'all to come up with whatever is individualized to you. Whatever issue or confidence issue you may be battling with, think of some things that make you feel good for you. This far for a reason. Again, with my hearing, I could be at work and feeling like, oh, I didn't hear that. I gotta say, that's annoying. They're probably tired of repeating themselves, stuff like that. But I'm a firm believer of God, and I know God would not have put me through all these steps. If you're in the medical field, if you're a nurse or a nurse practitioner, or in the healthcare field in general, or if you my friend and you know me and what school been like, then you know. If you know, this is one of the moments. But all that I've been through, the battles, the struggles, the triumphs, all that, I know God or I would not put me through all this for me to not supposed to be here in this moment. I'm supposed to be here. I came this far for a reason. So yeah, just because I may have to ask you to repeat yourself doesn't mean I don't know my shit. It doesn't mean I'm not a great ass nurse practitioner. It doesn't mean I'm not out here rocking it. So with that being said, I come this far for a reason. I tell myself that, and it keeps me pushing. It's like, and then the last one that I like to use in this instance, is talking about my hearing again, is my hearing or my ears do not define me. They don't. They don't. That's one part of me. That's one little incy beansy part of me where there's so many other things that are about me that, like, that can't define me. It won't define me. I will show y'all, but I got my camera set up perfectly. You done? Thank you. I will not let this one little part of me define me or like overshadow everything else about me. So that's one of the ways that I like to do to boost up my confidence, is just say positive affirmations. I'll write them down. I'll kind of repeat them like a mantra to myself. And then in any moment when I'm feeling down and whatever one fits best for that moment, I just say it in my head. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm just like, yeah, you know, you ever talk to yourself and you just be like, what should I do? I don't know. What you think? Girl, you're right. You're smart. You bomb. Like, you just be like hyping up your own self. Sometimes you just need that. And that's what I do with my mantras. I'm like, even if I'm in the moment and it's a bunch of people, I'm just like, and then I just keep it pushing and keep it moving. And then another thing I like to do is I'm working on journaling. I'm not the best at it, but it's something that I do want to get more consistent with. But I am working on it. One of the things that I did journal about myself is just a list of all my accomplishments. Sometimes I know I'm a writer anyway. I love writing, but it's so crazy that journaling is not easy for me. But I just list everything that I've accomplished to this day thus far. That makes me just know like you should. So list your accomplishments, list all the great things about yourself, list all your attributes, list all, and this kind of goes into the next thing, is list all your great characteristics. So I can't hear, but I got bomb eyes, I have a great personality, I am beautiful, whatever, despite what anybody else thinks, I know I'm beautiful, I am successful, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, all those things, write all that stuff down, put that down, and then put that one little thing that you got a problem with about yourself. That one little issue, hearing impaired. But then you got this long list of all these great attributes, and you look at that one thing and it's like, those things overshadow that. And last thing I wanted to say, as far as the things that I do in tips, is just like, it is okay to not be okay. You have to be okay with not being okay. If you're having a down day and you're just not feeling your best, feel those feelings, sis. Like, don't try to push it out and just pretend that it's not there, because eventually it's going to come out, and eventually it might come out harder and stronger than it would have, and you just felt that moment in that moment. So if you're having a bad day, have that bad day, like have it, feel it, and then get yourself out of that funk and start face them emotions, talk to yourself, write down what you would say. Another tip I would say is, because all of us, me, you, everyone, all of us on here, we good at giving advice. You gonna give the best advice to your best friend. Your best friend call you like, girl, I just feel so ugly today. You don't understand, my hair looks so bad. And you gonna be like, girl, shut up. Your hair look bad just for one day. If you don't go in there and brush it, put it up in a ponytail, you know you're beautiful. Your hair does not define you. Like, you got the best hair, girl. I want your hair. Like, you're gonna get the best advice ever. Write down what you would say to your best friend. Whenever you feel in that down moment, just write it down. Like, feel your down moment, and then what would you say to your best friend or your homegirl or your sister or whoever? What advice would you give them? So those are some of the things that I do, and I feel like they really helped me and have brought me as far. Obviously, still a work in progress, but it's little baby steps. So with that being said, now I'm gonna just give y'all some suggestions I have for y'all, and it's kind of goes hand in hand with what I already do, and then just like a brief summary of what I think, you could do to help yourself. So for sure, I feel like journaling, and let's work on it together, because like I said, I'm still working on getting better with it. And by getting better with it, when I sit down and actually do it, I feel like I do okay. I just need to get more consistent with doing it and making it like a daily habit for myself. Just like to be persistent, like do like 21 days, the next 21 days, every morning when I wake up, I'm gonna write 3 positive things about myself, or 3 good characteristics I love about myself, that you love about yourself. Remember those key words. Don't worry about everybody else. Then the next 21 days, daily read over each one and kind of say it like a mantra throughout the day. Say it 3 times a day, like constantly like that. Just kind of like instill it in your brain. Anytime you feel like you have a negative thought coming to you about yourself, switch it and change it or replace it with that mantra or that affirmation that you wrote down in your journal. Like, the next thing that I suggest, number 1, is just to remember that somebody's always gonna have something negative to say. Somebody else is gonna always not like something about you or feel a way about you. Forget them. Like, forget what everybody else thinks. You cannot please everybody else. And that's a whole nother video that I want to do, is just like on pleasing people. But someone's always gonna not be happy. So forget trying to please or make everybody else happy. Make yourself happy. Worry about what you think, getting yourself right. So always remember that it's not about everybody else. We spend all our life trying to please everybody else and make our parents happy, make our family happy, make this person happy, make that person happy. It's about you now. Now it's time to focus on us. Like, we're about to focus on us. It's okay. Be stubborn, be stingy for yourself, for your happiness. The next thing I want to say is, so we have those moments when we're not feeling our best. And sometimes when we're not feeling our best, it's like the worst time to not be feeling your best. You're at work, you're at an event, you're at somebody's birthday party, you're at somebody's baby shower, something like that, and you're feeling down and out. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Like, you just have to put on this brave face and just like get through it. And that's the times, even if it's one of the moments, because you said, well, Angel, how do I feel my emotions and sit in those emotions, sit in those feelings and face those feelings when I'm at work? It's not the right time to do it. Correct. It's not the right time to do it. So in that moment, it's time to fake it till you make it. You're just going to have to push those feelings aside. And that's when your affirmations come, your mantra come. That's when your positive thoughts come, and you rewire it and rethink about those positive thoughts and put that in your brain for the day and for the moment. Sometimes it turns into not faking it, because you keep saying these things over to yourself over and over and over. You're smart. You got this. You got this. You strong. Over and over again, you start to believe it, because it's true. You start to believe it, and then next thing you know, by the end of the day, you're no longer truly feeling those feelings that you were feeling. So you're not even faking it. You really feel better. So sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it, and those are just some ways. It's okay. Put on this brave smile face. Nobody gotta know what's really going inside. Nobody gotta know your underarms sweating, girl. Nobody gotta know. Nobody has to know but you. So fake it till you make it. Put that smile on. Act like you know you the shit. The next thing I want to say is, it will not happen overnight, y'all. Like, you're not going to wake up and just be like, I am the best person in the world, and I just know I got this. And you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and that's okay. Be patient with yourself and trust the process, because it's a process, and it's okay. It's not going to happen overnight. And just be okay with that. Just take your time, one day at a time, to work on building that confidence, girl. And before you know it, in a year, in 6 months, however long it takes, you're going to be so much further than you were a year or 6 months, a week ago. You know what I mean? So just trust the process and give yourself props for every step you take, every step you make. Even if it's just today, you feel better than you felt yesterday. Like you're not 100% there, but you woke up today and you feel like, I'm not down. Or you even give yourself props and pat yourself in the back for the days that you journal. Like you really have to hand clap and push yourself, treat yourself, give yourself a treat. Like, oh, I journaled 2 days in a row today. That's progress. So trust the process and then reward yourself for your progress. And even if it's 2 baby steps, reward yourself and then keep going. So it's a process, but be patient. And the last thing I just wanted to say, and this one is like, it's true, is embrace your flaws. Embrace them. Beautiful. You're beautiful in God's eyes. He made you the way you are for a reason. I know that's so much easier said than done. Trust me, I know. But you have to embrace it, especially if it's something that you just absolutely can't change. If it's something that is just who you are and who you're going to be, girl, embrace it. To make it shine. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is about yourself, something that you don't like or you don't feel beautiful, make it feel beautiful. Make it look beautiful. Embrace it. You know what I mean? And then if it's something that you can change and you absolutely don't like it about yourself, that's okay too. People always say God made you. You know how our parents might be like, oh, let me just use an example. Like, oh, I want to get braces. That's something light, but whatever. You say you want to get you telling your parents you want to get braces. Good. Dentist didn't say you need them, but you want them. You want to get your teeth right. You trying to, you want to get an Invisalign or something. And your mom's like, girl, your teeth are beautiful. God made you how you are. You don't need to do that. If that's something that you want to do and you feel like that will boost your confidence, do that shit. Like, don't let everybody else tell you otherwise. Do what you want to do to make yourself feel beautiful and confident. If you don't want to do it and you feel okay with it and you can embrace that flaw, embrace it. So I'm for either or. I just know that there are things about ourselves that we can't change. Example, hearing, I can't change it. I just got to embrace it. So I joke about it sometimes. I'd be like, why y'all whispering? You know I can't hear. It ain't fair. Like I joke and make it a joke. And even though my confidence is low with it sometimes, I still can make it funny as well. And I embrace it and I show the world like, yes, I can't hear. I got hearing aids, but so what? I'm still that chick. So do what you got to do to make yourself feel good. So if you can embrace that flaw and you want to embrace that flaw, then do that. And if you can change something about yourself that you don't like, then do that. I'm for it all. Obviously, be healthy, be safe. Make sure that what you do your research on. Don't just do it because somebody else did it. Make sure you have all the knowledge about it, especially if it's like a surgery or something, healthcare field, I can't help it. Make sure you weigh the risk versus the benefits, all those things. But if everything checks out and you do all that stuff, do it. Do what you gotta do. With that being said, this is it. I'm gonna conclude this vlog because I'm not gonna wrap y'all up, but y'all know what y'all gotta do. First of all, y'all gotta comment. Please comment below because I want to know what y'all do and I want to know what suggestions y'all have, and then let me know what y'all think, and let me know if there's something else that we want to talk about because we're gonna do these girl talk sessions, sis. We're gonna do it. I don't know how often, but we're gonna do it. Okay, so let me know what other topics you want to talk about. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and then follow me on Instagram, same name as the page. It's at SignedAngelJanee right there, and catch you at the next vlog.